Yo, yo, welcome to the topic one, lesson one video on adding integers using a number line. First things first, let's talk about what an integer is. An integer is a number that has no decimal or fractional part from the set of negative and positive numbers, and it does include zero. So for those of us who aren't quite understanding that, we're basically looking at any whole number that is positive or negative, but it does have to be a whole number. Got some examples here: -9, -5, 0, 1, 5, 8, 97, 3,624 are all whole numbers that are either positive or negative. That makes them an integer. So in this lesson, we're going to look at using number lines to help us add integers together. So the first thing we're going to need to understand is there's going to be some directional movement on the number line, all right? So that first number in the math problem, if it is positive, we're going to need to start at 0, and then we're going to need to move to the right of 0. That is where the positive numbers are to start off. If we look at the problem and the first number is negative, we're going to start at 0 and we're going to have to move to the left because that is where the numbers that are less than 0 are located. Once you've gotten to the first number on your number line, you're going to have to remember these two situations down here. The first one is if we are adding a positive number to the first number, we're going to move to the right or up if it's a vertical number line from where we stopped for the first number. For example, -2 plus 5. -2 plus 5. I'm going to start at 0. And I'm going to move, since it's a negative number, I'm going to need to move to the left to get to -2. And I like to just use some lines here to help me visualize this. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to move left to -2. Since I am adding a positive, I'm going to need to move to the right. In this case, I'm going to need to move to the right 5 jumps because I am adding 5 positives. And I'm going to need to start at -2 before I start making those jumps. Once again, since I'm adding 5, I'm going to move to the right. And I'm going to move to the right 5 jumps from -2. So -2 back to 0 is 2 jumps. And then I would have to go 3 more jumps. And that would put me at +3. -2 plus 5 is going to equal +3. If we end up adding a negative number, then we are going to move to the left of where we stopped from the first number. So for this example, we have 9 plus -4. So we are adding -4. So again, on my number line, I'm going to start at 0. And since the first number is positive, I'm going to move to the right, and I am going to stop on the number 9. So we'll show that with some lines here. Again, starting at 0, going to move to the right to 9. Since I am adding -4 and adding a negative, I am going to move to the left, and I'm going to move to the left 4 jumps. I'm going to move left 4 jumps from 9 on the number line. And if I take my line here and I go back and I start at 9, I'm going to go back 4 jumps. So 1 jump, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that's going to make me land at 5. 9 plus -4 does equal 5. Make sure you understand the movement. Adding a positive, you're moving to the right. If you're adding a negative, you're going to be moving to the left. You can go ahead and scroll down and do the practice problems and then unpause the video to check your work. You can see your answers below.